I don't really like camping in the desert. It goes from really cold to really hot. The light is really harsh. And this is what happened to my dog. She used to be white. This is Road Trip Episode 3. So I have to be quiet because it's still pretty early here, but this is a pretty wild place. We found it last night sort of by accident, just looking for a campground. And they have an open field for camping, and there's a schoolie and a couple of vans in there. And but the rest of it is a hotel, and all of the rooms are old campers that are completely refurbished. And it's just super cool, totally cute. I would love to fly the drone, but the airport is like right over there, so no flying the drone here. But really beautiful, right outside of Taos, New Mexico. Luna Mystica is what it's called. We did our first night of boondocking last night, and it was fun. It was great. It's a little bit harder for us to actually boondock because we don't have a bathroom, and so we were in this place that actually a guy who runs a campground that was full across the way told us about. Essentially, right now I'm in a picnic area that has bathrooms along this great little river. There were some whitewater paddlers on it yesterday, but if you drive a bit further down the road, once you cross a cattle guard, you're on open land. And so we camped there for the night, and it was beautiful. It got a little windy around 3 in the morning, but it was really nice. And then got up this morning and came back over to the day use area that had bathrooms. So super easy, super nice. I want to talk about Great Sand Dunes National Monument. I've been saying for over a decade it's my favorite place. Even though I'm a paddler and there's no paddling here, it's absolutely amazing. We're at about 8,000 feet, 8,300 feet, and there are 1,000 to 1,500 foot dunes up here in the mountains in the Sangre de Cristos. And it's bizarre and beautiful. The first time I was here was in 1990 something, and showed up without really knowing what it was. Hey guys.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Showed up without really knowing what it was, and got a campsite and shot this photo. Then I came back later in the 90s and camped in the backcountry. You can get backcountry permits and camp in the backcountry in the dunes. Absolutely amazing. Then came back in 2011 on my way back from kayaking the Inside Passage, and again showed up without a reservation, got a campsite. Absolutely beautiful. And after that, shortly after that, it became a national park. It had been a national monument. And we showed up today without really planning on camping, but the campground is full. And then we were just going to take a walk on the dunes with the dogs, and we couldn't even get a parking space. So I love national parks. There are amazing national parks. They're all amazing. But the problem is they get super crowded. So Rocky Mountain National Park was amazing for us on this trip, but we were there really before the season started. The season is now sort of underway, and you're seeing that here in Great Sand Dunes National Park. Seen on this trip, and it was something that I knew, was that national parks are busy, national parks are expensive, they are beautiful, but there are also amazing national monuments out there and even state parks out there that are amazing that no one goes to. And a great example of this is where we were last night. We were in this amazing campsite, and there was no one there. There were a handful of people there, and it's a national monument overlooking an amazing gorge. And so no one came to this park when it was a national monument. As soon as it became a national park, it's insane. There's a huge visitor center here now that didn't used to be here, and it's just a very different environment. So we are not going to stay here. We're going to move on and sort of see what's next. This is one of the weirder roadside attractions I've seen. This is the UFO Watchtower west of Great Sand Dunes National Monument. Those were some aliens and a UFO. It is kind of a bizarre place. Apparently, it's Great Sand Dunes, and thereby this place is located in a dark zone where there's almost no light pollution. And so I was gonna stay here because you can camp here. I was gonna stay here and do some star photography, but it's completely overcast. So I think we're gonna keep it. So for good karma, you're supposed to leave something behind. So they left. And that brings us here. Well, let me get the light. That brings us here. We're back in Denver. We did our big circle, and we've got to spend the rest of the day really getting ready to drive back home. We've got 5 or 6 days to get back there. The van is a mess. It's dusty and dirty from being down in the desert. And so we need to clean it up, and we're doing laundry and things like that. And we're back on the road. And this is the end of episode 3. See you on the road.